Right then guys, Cavalier. When did you last see a Cavalier? 1.7 turbo diesel Isuzu derived, I believe. Quite a straight old car. In fact, a very straight old car when you consider it's done 178,000 miles. I nipped up the street and back earlier on, and I must confess, if you were blindfolded, or indeed if you hadn't seen the speedometer, you would think it had done more like the 78,000, not 178, but it does drive well. Yeah, it's done them remarkably well. A little bit of paint off here and there on the plastics mainly, where it's just not keyed on quite as it should. But generally speaking, very straight. Right, and I've done the work miles well. I know, not everyone's cup of tea. A little bit of rust on the top of the screen there, look. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, this model and all the rest of it, but you don't see them, do you? They were all used a lot because they drive so well, and thrown away. So there she is at 178,000. Good grief. As I say, only got into fourth gear just up the industrial estate, but it drives really well. So yes, I think I know it's not exactly the best model and the best one, but it would be a shame not to save it. It really would. It is very clean for the miles. So there you go, parcel shelf and all the rest of it in there. What we got in here, I haven't been in here. Sound deadening, not a lot to see in there. There you go, spare wheel and boot floor and all the rest of it, really good. So it just goes to show mileage isn't really too much of a problem. A little bit of paint off there again, look, just on the edges, just bits and pieces. Back arches, really good. I suppose it hasn't been parked up long enough to fester, has it? You know, it just goes to show sometimes it's a bit of a ding in that wing there. Sometimes you're better off using things, aren't you? Worst thing you can do is park them up and walk away, isn't it? So it just goes to show in there, chassis rails and things, inner wheel arches, etc. Very good, exceptionally good. Starts on the button, sounds sweet as a nut. There she is. I'm sure they're Isuzu derived. Little tiny bit of rust just starting under the seam, under the front edge of the bonnet. A little bit on that corner and a little bit on that corner there. But generally speaking, it's done them extremely well. So there you go. We used to run them as a family. They're a fantastic car, aren't they? Brilliant old car. So get yourself down, have a quick look.